Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostles, the elders, salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson will be entitled, When Facing Death, Lord, will you are edified. Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. All right. And you can factor in death to this equation, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. Right. So we refuel our faith. All right. We refuel our fear. All right. We refuel our hope. All right. By utilizing the Holy Scriptures. Matthew 27 and verse 11. And Yahushua stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, Are you the king of the Jews? And Yahushua said unto him, You say. And when he was accused of the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing. Then said Pilate unto him, Hearest you not how many things they witness against you? And he answered him to never a word, insomuch that the governor marveled greatly. Verse 15. Now at the feast the governor was wont to release unto the people a prisoner whom they would. And they had then a notable prisoner called Barabbas. Therefore, when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them, Whom will ye that I release unto you, Barabbas or Yahushua, which is called Mashiach? For he knew that for envy they had delivered him. And when he was set down on the judgment seat, his wife sent unto him, saying, Have thou nothing to do with that just man? For I have suffered many things this day in a dream because of him. But the chief priests and elders persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barabbas and destroy Yahushua. The governor answered and said unto them, Whether of the twain will ye that I release unto you? They said, Barabbas. Pilate said unto them, What shall I do then with Yahushua, which is called Mashiach? They all say unto him, Let him be crucified. And the governor said, Why? What evil have he done? But they cried out the more, saying, Let him be crucified. All right. We witnessed the mindset and the demeanor of Yahushua. And Yahushua was innocent. All right. And the governor, all right, knew that Yahushua was innocent. All right. However, he wasn't pleading. Okay. He wasn't talking a lot, trying to make it seem or make it known that he was innocent. He knew, all right, he had to fulfill prophecy. And this is the demeanor and mindset, all right, we must have if we are facing the same fate. And this is Daniel chapter 3, verse 10. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso fall not down and worship, that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. There are certain Jews whom you have set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded you. They serve not your gods, nor worship the golden image which you have set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now, if it be ready that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that power that shall deliver you out of my hands? You see how proud this nigga was. Verse 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. Meaning what? Their mindset was already made up. All right. Now, going back into the account of Yahushua, Yahushua's mindset was made up. Okay. It's kind of like a person that is contemplating suicide. All right. And then he just stopped talking about it. All right. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, all right, he offs himself. And then people will say, well, hey, it just came out of nowhere. No, his mindset was already made up. This is verse 17. If it be so, our power, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of your hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve your gods, nor worship the golden image which you have set up. All right. And this is the mindset we must have regardless. All right. Because the mandates are becoming more draconian. All right. Pressure is being applied as I speak. All right. And guess what? The TB is right around the corner. Okay. So us being prophets and Lord will the hopeful elect, this is a situation or a variable, all right, we must factor in. All right. This is part of that process when we signed up for being a prophet. Let's go to 2 Maccabees chapter 6, verse 18. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. But he, choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth and came of his own accord to the torment, as it behooved them to come that are resolute, to stand out against such things as are not lawful for love of life to be tasted. But they that had the charge of the wicked feast, for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use, and make as if he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king. So they pulled him to the side and said, you know what? You can eat lawful meat, but just make it seem like it's pork. All right? It's flesh of swine. And guess what? He said no. However, allegedly, Tazariak, all right, he ate the swine, meaning what? He received the jab, all right? And that shows you the difference from Eleazar and Tazariak, willing to die, all right, for this doctrine. Verse 22, that in so doing he might be delivered from death, and for the old friendship with them find favor. But he began to consider discreetly, and as became his age, and the excellency of his ancient years, and the honor of his gray head, whereon was come, and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given by the Most High. Therefore he answered accordingly, and willed them straightways to send him to the grave. Okay? You lead with your honor. And guess what? Eleazar will be honored in the kingdom of heaven. Okay? Verse 24. For it become not our age, said he, in any wise to dissemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eleazar, being 80 years old and 10, were now gone to a strange religion. All right. Eleazar led by example. And so they, through mine hypocrisy and desire to live a little time and a moment longer, should be deceived by me. And I get a stain to mine old age for making it abominable. For though for the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet should I not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead. Right. Tazariak has to answer to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, whether he took it or not. Johanna, Nate, all right, for not pushing the right doctrine. All right, so you may live a little longer. All right, but at the end of the day, all right, they still have to answer to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua for pushing falsehoods and calling it doctrine of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Wherefore now, manfully changing this life, I will show myself such an one as mine age require, and leave a notable example to such as be young to die willingly and courageously for the honorable and holy laws. And when he had said these words, immediately he went to the torment. They that led him, changing the goodwill, they bare him a little before into hatred, because the foresaid speeches proceeded as a thought from a desperate mind. But when he was ready to die with stripes, he groaned and said, it is manifest unto the Lord that have the holy knowledge, that whereas I might have been delivered from death, I'll now endure sore pains in body by being beaten. But in soul am well content to suffer these things, because I fear him regardless. All right, this is the mindset. And thus this man died, leaving his death for an example of a noble courage and a memorial of virtue, not only unto young men, but unto all his nation. Which brings me back to Romans 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the Scriptures, might have hope. Lord will, you were edified. Shalom.